Greetings. We're the Dreadies. We're playing DreadLore, a tabletop role-playing game system that focuses on immersive and cooperative storytelling. Our current campaign, is The Red Writ. I feel like we should have applause and stuff for like, ooh, or something along those lines. Everyone say The Red Writ at the same time. The Red Writ. Oh. Yeah, imagine Detroit. Imagine Detroit, 1982, where some weird things are going on, but only a few people are seeing it. A small group of people, our players, have found themselves in the middle of this whatever time. An ancient horror, the unknown, a twisted fate. Something within each of them compels them to search on for the truth, even if it means the worst. Join us as we discover the truth of The Red Writ. You guys didn't join me. Media production. Media production by Couchfire Media. Thank you, Couchfire, for taking that task. Music is by all lowercase letters, Mr. Interrupt and Mr. Interrupt. Special thanks to our Patreon peoples. Recurring stars are Tim Roberts, narrative NPCs Daniel Holker. If you want to join the Patreon, order a book and/or materials, or just find out more about DreadLore, links can be found in all of the descriptions, link tree, and all that good stuff.
Like this.
Yeah, that's exactly it. You can also go to the official website, dreadlore.com. That's dread, LORE.com. Our weekly schedule includes going live on Twitch every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern, which is what we're doing right now. The podcast premieres on Wednesdays and Fridays in 2 parts, and episodes are posted weekly onto our YouTube every Friday. I got a call to action. If you have not liked, subscribed, or followed us, please do. It really matters. Leave a chat if you're in the chat. Leave a comment if you're not. Who is our sponsor? I can't rely on Holker. I've got to rely on one of you. Who's our sponsor for tonight?
The government. Without the government, we wouldn't have the internet. Al Gore is our sponsor.
Okay. Well, he made the internet, right?
He invented it. According to him.
Yeah. That corgi is sponsoring our episodes.
Yes. Yes. Right. Corgis in general, and their name apparently means dwarf dog.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, wow. All right, so our players and their characters. Let's do some introduction. We'll start with Andrea.
Yeah, hi, I am Andrea. I play the character Leah Mizrahi. She is a former IDF soldier, as pretty much everyone from Israel is at some point in their lives. She decided to move to the United States when things started getting a little too hairy in Israel when she was trying to raise her family, and for some reason she chose Detroit, of all places.
I was told good things, obviously.
Yes.
Drizzle?
I am Simon Vincent. I am a hard-boiled PI. He was a cop, but took early retirement after some bad stuff happened to his partner, and decided to become a PI, and has been doing that for the past 5 years. Sometimes it goes good, and a lot of times it's just taking pictures of people having sex.
And sometimes it goes good.
I'm playing a character, Nord Zetterberg, who I'm sure my camera makes Simon's camera a little jealous. Like he's probably got some camera envy over my camera, which is awesome. And Nord is a photographer who doesn't do that many drugs. Well, he also has a history in the past and all that stuff, but it's unclear.
He does little drugs. And our other player, Hulker, will be on a little bit later, here in about an hour. Would someone like to introduce his character? We'll go with Drizzle.
He is a border guard, supposedly. I mean, he's got the uniform and the gun, but from what Simon sees, he's not so sure.
His name
and he
is...
also
Toni Sazerac.
He also was going to be. He was also going to be a priest, supposedly, at one point in his life. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was trying to dodge the draft.
Yeah.
Right on. So Toni Cerniak
Zerniak.
or Sazerac, whichever one's Sazerac's a better drink.
That's close.
And then you have an NPC, a notable NPC with you. I'll let Leah describe her.
Yeah. So my daughter, Mariah, and she is kind of a little shit sometimes.
Not anymore.
I mean, okay, fair enough. I was here last session, so we'll see how she, how behaved she is now. But
She
yeah,
kicks
she's
some
about
ass
10.
now.
She's about 10 years old, and she's apparently
10.
into the occult. Yeah.
Apparently. Yeah, she's 10 going on like 16.
Oh. Hey, don't eat my pencils. Delete it.
All right.
Sorry.
Corgi down. Yeah, let's do a little bit of a recap. Pre-rolls are disabled. Yes, that's all good. I don't think I'm actually logged into this thing. To do this, I need to be on a different deal. Sorry. I'm gonna be looking off this way. As this is last game, and I'll be pulling a little bit from session 4 actually. As another storm struck, the lights flickered. The lights did flicker, and you all saw the red writ scrawled on the fancy diner's walls. All of the customers, including Mariah, were asleep, or they appeared to be, passed out, as William Tibbets burst in and assaulted Leah, then promptly got punched in the face. All but Simon and Maria gave chase after William, but he escaped. Leah, by the way, Andrea, Leah left Mariah in Simon's care so she could deal with her husband. And the group decided to check on Rebecca Foster, the Lady of the Night, who lives next to Simon and Toni. Originally, I had it as whore, but then I decided Lady of the Night was better. The group and Rebecca made plans to visit the Hideaway Jazz Club after Rebecca revealed that socialites who attend the rich people masquerade parties sometimes go there. Perhaps the next location can be found out. On their way back to the Buick, Simon and Mariah were attacked by a mysterious man with unnatural strength and wearing blue gloves in the elevator. That bastard. The pair managed to fight the man off, knocking him back into the elevator as it descended. A gunshot rang out throughout the building. Cloyce, where the hell did he come from, appeared from a sudden inky darknesses in Toni's kitchen in his apartment, and he attacked Nord and Toni. Toni shot him to no avail. The front door wouldn't budge. They couldn't escape. Things looked grim for the two before Simon kicked the door in, and Cloyce receded into the shadows and nothingness. Simon ordered nervous building residents to mind their own business, their damned business, as the group made their way to the stairwell to escape. Just then, down the hall, the elevator doors ding, open, and Leah pops out, wondering what all the commotion is about. What do you think of that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what happened. God damn it.
Sounds good. I mean, not good, you know.
So, as we start this game, we're going to start it off a little bit differently. We're going to have a bit of a Rorschach-style cutscene with Nord. Nord, it's all on you, sir.
Oh, hello. Well, this is a letter that Nord wrote to his employer, Mr. Augustus Fort, editor-in-chief of the 14 Inquirer and Scientific Journal of Oddities. Dear Mr. Fort, I find myself amidst a swirling vortex of enigmatic tales and unresolved financial matters prompting this letter. As I write, I straddle the edge between the mundane and the surreal, where questions of unpaid compensation collide with the absurdity of existence. My inquiry pertains to the status of payment for my recent article, High Stakes and Hallucinations, Unraveling the Enigma of the Missing Ultra-Wealthy Kith and Kin, featured in the 14th Enquirer and Scientific Journal of Oddities. This piece delved into the shadowy world, interweaving conspiracy and the supernatural, chronicled the vanishing of elite figures amid eerie backdrops of Detroit's abandoned streets and lingering scent of gasoline. The article traversed a hallucinatory landscape where reality and fantasy embraced, crafting a narrative that explored a bizarre astrological apparitions, hieroglyphic codes, enigmatic zombies, and electric static further blurred the lines between the tangible and the surreal. Yet as this tale captured the minds of imagination, my attention turns to the mundane yet vital matter of remuneration, an overlooked fiscal aspect that casts a shadow to our creative collaboration. I implore you to rectify this oversight and ensure the currency of our agreement flows effortlessly as lightning's arc. In the exchange, I seek the commitment to honor my labor as resolutely as I delve into the mysteries of the extraordinary. With anticipation and a watchful eye on the horizon, I eagerly await your response, a beacon of resolution cutting through the fog of uncertainty. Yours fervently, Nord Zetterberg.
Nice.
AKA, could you pay me already?
I would like some money, please.
I'm just curious where they're gonna mail it to him.
That's a good point.
That's a good point. Where's Nord gonna get it? Maybe it's actually been mailed.
Yeah.
There's no amount. Like he sent it. Probably
Wait. Did you include a forwarding address?
Yeah. No, it's all.
Because you
I got
live
a
in a
PO box.
van.
I got a PO box.
You got a PO box.
They had PO boxes.
Listen, I got a PO box. Okay.
No, he probably sent it before he sent the article.
Oh, right. Indeed. Yeah. Because he wants some cash.
He needs some money.
Right. So that is essentially where we're going to start. What's up, Lil Gotham? I don't think I actually have control over the stream right now. It's all on you, Drizzle. How close are we on an ad?
It says pre-roll off is 35 minutes away.
Oh, nice. Sweet.
It played one during the recap, I think.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, whatever. Right. So that is everything. We can actually start playing. So the last we left, as I said in the recap, half of you are in the stairwell. You're in Toni and Simon and Rebecca Foster's apartment building. This is in the Jefferson Corridor. So the nice part of town. And Nord and Mariah are in the stairwell waiting. Toni is this actually works out. Toni has started descending almost immediately. He's probably on the ground floor about this point and won't be around for the next hour. Simon is waiting outside in the hallway as the elevator opens, probably assuming that man is coming back up. When he doesn't, Leah, you appear. We'll say, I think. Simon, did you tell Eunice where you all were going? Or did you guys tell? No, you told Leah before she left what you were going to do. That's what it was.
Right. Yeah, because we told her that we were going to go back to go talk to Rebecca.
Right. So, Leah, how we're going to do this is we actually need to start off with we're going to start off in this scene. And then when it becomes appropriate, which will probably be quick, we'll jump to what actually happened when you left the fancy diner to go talk to Marcus, your wayward husband. Okay, so the
Okay.
scene is as I described it. This think of Leah. You've just popped out of the elevator. I think you guys are on the fourth floor. And there's only 5 floors in this building we've designated. There's you can go all the way around, as in a master hallway encircles the entire floor, so you can just go all the way around.
Gotcha.
As the doors open, you look down at the very far end. You see Simon, about half in, half outside of the stairwell, looking. Simon, I think you have your gun, or do you have it out? You have blackjack.
Well, no, I did have my gun out, but it was because of the. But it was because of the gunshots, and so it was. So I was like, I was investigating what was going on.
Right.
Yep.
So we'll pause on that until she gets back. But in this moment, you guys can do a little bit of soft role play. So it's between you two. Mariah is just going to be chilling out there. And, of course, Leah is down the way. You all see each other. I'll be right back. Go. Do your thing.
Oh.
Is he coming?
No.
Are they after us? Are we
Wait a
okay?
second. It looks
Should we
like
run? We should run.
No, calm down. It's Leah.
No.
She came out of the elevator.
Okay.
So let's go. We need to get Mariah back to her.
So I start, walking towards you guys.
Well,
What's going on? You seem on edge.
Well,
Yeah, we're on edge.
You smell the smoke.
Cloyce came back.
Gunpowder.
Did somebody shoot the gun?
Yeah, Cloyce came back.
I don't know what happened.
He fell from a 3rd story.
He's not dead.
I don't know about that, but
I wouldn't mind a little bit of pep in his step, like he has.
Yeah, no, he threw me across the room. That's why I'm bleeding.
You look down, you notice that Nord is bleeding. It's superficial, but he looks like he's been roughed up. You also, Leah, might look down and see 3 or 4 rooms down, Tony's door has been kicked in, and the door is splintered where the bolt was locked. There's also
I get the impression of
like a Here's Johnny style axe or hammer bust in it. I just made up English there, but you get the idea.
I get the impression it wasn't just voice you were dealing with.
Someone attacked me in the elevator, but everything's fine. By the way, Mariah's been a very good girl today.
Mariah looks up sheepishly and smiles.
Yep. Oh, BB here. That's a good one.
BB?
Yeah, that's what I'm calling her now.
Okay.
Mariah arcs an eyebrow.
Oh, she knows. I called her Ballbuster last game.
Yeah.
It's BB's for Ballbuster out of game.
Indeed.
So Mariah, are you okay?
Yeah, everything's fine. We took care of business.
Hey, maybe I should have let you go to school after all.
She kind of scowls.
Probably save her.
I don't know. I mean, all this crazy stuff going on. I'm not sure where exactly safe is supposed to be. But
Speaking of, on the 4th floor of this apartment building, Leah, you hear unrest within the apartments. A few of the apartment doors are cracked. You see like the chain is linked and people are watching. And there's that haze of a gun has gone off in the building. we'll even say as you were coming up the elevator, you heard a gunshot. We'll say at this point, you guys could, one of you or all of you can bid or throw down to perceive something.
I will throw down.
This would
And
be
for this,
wits. It'd be
wits.
wits.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll throw down as well.
Do it.
Just
Yeah.
for funsies.
You need one.
I need dice. That's what I need.
Oh, you need dice too. You need one.
Yeah, that is
success.
useful.
Since it's a bid or throwdown.
Oh,
Doth?
so I got
Thomas?
3 successes.
Yeah, that's way better than one.
Congratulations. I have 2 successes. I got a 10 though.
Nice. So that's Flair. All right. So on a bid or throwdown, the threshold is usually 0, which means all of you crit. You got over, or you got 2 or more successes. So you all have a narrative point.
Nice.
Right. Since you all did it, I'll give you a little bit of information, extra, different stuff. First and foremost, Leah, since you did the best, you hear distant sirens, police sirens, and maybe that's a fire truck and an ambulance. Like you can hear them, and they're coming this way. They're pretty distant, but you can tell within a few minutes this place is going to have first responders for sure. So more than one person has called the police. Toni is not here. Simon, son of a bitch. I can't just. Why do I?
Is
Why
that
do I do it?
is that gonna be the new? Is that gonna be the new Poe versus Dav?
You know, if Dav were here, I would be doing it with him. I don't have any alcohol though, so I can't drink. Oh well, I'll drink coffee. Simon, you just look like a Toni. You look like a Toni. Hey, Toni.
Tony.
Simon, with your Vits, you hear the unrest. We'll say that you don't hear the sirens. You can just put together that the police are probably on their way pretty soon. You hear the distant of an emergency door echoing from the stairwell, as you can gather that Toni has actually exited the stairwell. A Nord. We're going to go a little bit with your scent of colors that you've used extensively. There is a strange, there's a strange sense, a sixth sense. It's very difficult to describe, right? Because, you know, maybe it tingles all of your senses. That is in this building. It's fading. But now that you've encountered Cloyce a couple different times, you're starting to get this almost taste in your mouth. And it's not a good one. It tastes like salty something, salty bad, some sort of salty spice in your mouth. And it is rapidly fading, receding from what's going on. There you go.
Well, do you guys taste that? Do you taste anything funny? Should we like prop Tony's door up? Should we get out of here? I feel like we should get out of here. Am I twitchy right now?
I mean, I definitely agree that we probably should get out of here.
Well, we should at least set up Tony's, like at least do some. Let me do a little fabrication on Tony's door and like reset it for him.
It's fine. It's just been knocked open. You can't fix the door jam that
Well,
quickly.
I can do a little MacGyver on it. Maybe nobody will notice. Can I do that? Can I do I think it's called Oh no, I know it's a thing that I have. Gosh darn it! I'm going to do quick and dirty. It's an ability I have to fix it.
Yeah. So you're gonna bid that as what do you go do?
I'm just gonna like. Usually, there's when it gets knocked off. I'm just gonna at the hinge where the lock pushes out. I'm gonna knock the wood off because usually it splinters out. So I'm just gonna sort of pull it off and then bring the door back. And I'm gonna look around for maybe I don't know, just a piece of paper.
Yeah.
And then and maybe some tape. And I'm gonna just write a quick note. Stop by today. We'll be back later. Knocked on the door. See you tomorrow. And then I'm gonna tape it up over where the door damage was done.
Yeah, I love that. You don't need to throw down at all. As you all see Nord walk into Tony's apartment for just a moment, you notice that he doesn't go all the way in. Nord, as you get in there, that taste becomes rank in your mouth. It's like you find yourself actually salivating and drooling a little bit just going in the apartment. There's a weird smell in here. That inky darkness from the kitchen, it's gone, but it's almost like the residue is still here. As you quickly do exactly what you just said, he kind of pushes the door or pulls the door to, and just precariously, it kind of like rocks a little bit with the wind, with people opening up, doors and it moving. But it's pretty good.
Okay, well,
What are the
let's.
rest of you doing?
So we're not caught up in interrogations. Let's head down the stairwell, and when we
when
get
Leah
farther
sees
down the road.
when Leah sees you do this, basically as you get done and you're walking, with us back, you'll see her eye twitch a little bit, and she'll say, "I hate that actually works."
Simon, as you're as you're trying to corral everyone, and I'm assuming everyone is coming with, uh, Simon, you're last, as Rebecca Foster's door is right there, next to the stairwell. It cracks open again, and you see, just her eye. Uh, she's wearing the same thing she was, that kind of casual dress, and she has on very red lipstick, new nails and shit. She looks out. Is everything okay?
Yes, it's fine. Don't worry about it. We'll be back around 8:45 if you want to meet us down in the lobby, and we'll try to go to the
So
club.
what do I say? What do I say if the cops come?
Oh, just say that one of your neighbors accidentally discharged a weapon.
You can't see her entire face, but you see her kind of go.
Yeah. And
As she
I'm
winks
assuming,
at you.
is Leah there when you're talking to her? Probably.
Yep.
Okay, so you'll definitely see a sort of very dark look come over Leah's face.
She closes the door quickly. All the locks go.
Hey, come on, when we get down the street, I'll call Idaway from somewhere and let him know what's going on so he can help work this out on his end.
All right, as you guys descend the stairs, stairwells are just creepy. It's one of those that you can look over the rail and look all the way up or all the way down. As you all are on the fourth of 5 floors, you look up and you see where the roof access would be. And you start descending, echoing and this sort of thing. It smells like tires in here, and maybe like you see those little stains of people taking out their trash. You know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about?
Yeah.
Leah is not, what do you say, clamping her nose? She's holding her nose as it kind of smells, and you all get to the bottom of the stairwell. What are you doing?
Can I use a narrative point to retcon something real quick?
You'd want to use a pip.
A pip. Okay,
Yeah,
can I use a
pips
pip
work on
to?
the past.
Okay, I want to use a pip to retcon that I told Rebecca to tell the cops that the border guard accidentally discharged his weapon, and her neighbor, the private eye, was taking him to the hospital. That's why they left.
Sure.
Okay.
Yep, that's the story.
Oh.
As
Sorry, that occurred to me afterwards. I was like, darn it.
as just to do that retcon, Rebecca will have questioned, is he okay?
Yeah, he's fine.
She kind of gives you a look and then sees Leah and then closes the door. As you guys get to the bottom of the stairwell, it is lightly raining outside now, but as you open up the door and look, these low-lying stratus clouds are just rolling through the city, obscuring the high-rises and the skyscrapers and such. The street, a lot of it is flooded. You see, the center of it where it's higher is poking out, and it's reflecting all the city lights and the darkness, despite it being almost noon, 1 o'clock.
Are we going to Belle Isle, or did anything change? You guys want to check that out, or what time is it right now? Anyone? I don't have a watch.
Is it noonish? 1 o'clock?
It's about 1.
1.
Should we go and check out what Annabelle's doing? Like, how far away is the school from here?
Still probably have maybe 2 hours left until her school would let out.
How long would it take to go to? I mean, it'd probably take a couple hours just to go check out Belle Isle, but I'd rather I want to do it during the day because it was really freaky last time. It was a lot.
Well, let's hop in our cars and circle the block at least once, see if we see Toni somewhere.
Now you can all hear the first responders on their way.
Well, let's hop in our cars and let's head to Belle Island.
Yeah, follow me. I'll show you where I went.
All right. So we do a bit of a montage. You guys jump in the Buick. Simon, you note that of course your Buick is open. It's always open. Did you leave the windows down? Tell me high or low.
Low.
Nord, will you roll that for me?
Does this say D20
I'm gonna
or
get
D10?
you. It doesn't matter.
To 2.
It is low. Indeed.
It's rainy season. I know not to leave my windows down.
you keep your windows up. As you get in the car. Nord, do you lock your vehicle?
No, well, yeah, I got a lot of gear in there.
Okay. Simon, you note that Toni is in your car. As you get in, look over at him, he says, "What? The van was locked." All right. Who rides with who?
Belle Island.
Mariah, Leah, you notice that Mariah kind of she starts to go with Simon, but then stops herself and then looks back at you. How do you guys go?
You can go with him. I'll go with Nord.
Okay. You note she doesn't ask about Dad as Mariah goes and gets in the Buick and you two get into the van. Leah, this is the first time I think you've been in the van. Nord, would you like to describe the VW?
It smells kind of like igniter fuel of sorts. Like it definitely has a fuel like, you know, caustic. It has. Maybe you probably shouldn't smoke in here because it's very.
That's kind of
just
ironic,
don't
isn't it?
Well, you know, you can step outside a few feet. It's fine. Just no flames or anything. And oh, let me move my underwear off your seat. I didn't see that before. I guess Tony's been sitting on that. How was your day? What happened? Where'd you go? What'd you do, man?
My day was, and yeah, that's a good question. How was my day, Will?
How was your day? Holy shit! We have a Hulker. What's up, Hulker?
Hello.
What's up?
Yeah, I mean, you get into your Buick and you see Tony doing that. Yeah, we just started, and long and the short of it is, you guys descended the stairwell. You got into the Buick because the van was locked, and you are all on your way to Belle Island. See, I can recap.
You did great.
Yeah, so we're going to go into a little bit of... Actually, we are not going to go into montage mode, because I know that we need to talk about Leah's day. We will in a moment, though. Nord, as you're asking Leah about what happened when she left the fancy diner, you see in your rear view mirror. Do you have your rear view mirror in this van?
Yeah, it's street legal.
Yeah. Yeah, you see.
I don't want to get pulled over by the police constantly.
Is it obstructed by the stuff you use to block out the light and make photos, or?
No, maybe I can't see out the rear, view mirror, but I can see out the little side mirrors.
You note, as you're probably following... Are you following the Buick, or are you leading this time?
I'm leading. I
Yeah.
told them to follow me.
As you round the corner, you note 3 police cars, cruisers, go past, an ambulance shortly thereafter, and then a big old fire engine. As you guys turn and start heading down the Jefferson corridor toward the docks, which is where you were when the game started.
Nice.
Let's do a fate roll really quick. Who wants to be fortune? Who wants to be false fortune?
I will be fortune.
Fate roll.
I'll be false.
Right. So here are the stakes. The fortune is none of the police happen to notice the VW that they've been taking note of for the past couple days.
Huh?
This is pre-internet, so, it makes sense. And also, there's other stuff. Also, they do not take note of the Buick. So that's fortune. False fortune, they do, or one of them does. And we go from there. All right. Go. Make it so.
You got Hooker.
27.
77.
Oh shit.
Wow, that's pretty good.
I think Hulker should start doing false fortune.
You say that though. You say that, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't ever actually matter.
No.
Maybe I should
All
do
right.
falsetto.
Shit.
All
what
right.
do you have? What do you use to rerolls?
Proficiency.
Oh, proficiencies. Okay.
Yeah, somebody drops up proficiency.
I'll drop. Does it matter what proficiency for these?
Nope.
Okay,
And
I'll use
anyone
one of
can
my
do it.
proficiencies of my movement proficiencies. Oh. Alright. Yeah,
All right.
I got a proficiency.
So Holker is fortune. Drizzle is false fortune. Go.
Are we doing it again?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Big money. Big money.
No whammies.
Excitement.
You can buy me a pair of shoes.
No whammy. No whammy. Drizzle, you don't. Drizzle, you don't look happy. Holker
No,
does.
this
is
was
probably
not as bad.
This is probably really bad. What'd you get? What'd you get, Holker?
I got another 27.
I got 38. Are your dice rigged?
They're the
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Are we doing it again or no?
Yeah, I'll do it again.
All right. Make it rain.
If you get another 27, Hulker.
I'll be in the.
Don't
no
say
way.
that.
I
It'll
don't
be
wanna
worse this time.
I don't want to be in the 27 club.
No, you don't. I don't think you
No.
can be.
Not
Not
anymore.
this go around anyway. What'd you get?
79.
Hey, I got a 21. So even if you had
Nice.
got a 27 a third time, it would have.
Nice. All right. As fate would have it, none of these police officers seem to note. Maybe they're, too interested on getting to the scene of a potential crime. As Nord will say that you're doing that thing that we all do when we're watching the police in our rearview mirrors, and we're like, "Oh no, are they gonna come?
Don't look at me.
Don't look at me! Don't look at me!"
Don't look at me. If I can't see them, they can't see me. If I can't see
Right.
them.
Right, that is actually how they work. All right, so we go into a bit of a montage. You all going to Belle Island. We will jump into Leah's scene, but first I want to hit up this montage. So the action is on, we'll say, Toni and Simon. You guys are in the... Wait, no, Toni. Yeah, Toni and Simon. What are you guys doing?
So, what exactly happened back there?
What, back in the apartment?
Yes. I kicked the door in and you guys came running out saying you were being attacked again.
Yes, we were. We were being attacked by that Cloyce fellow. He came back.
He couldn't have come back.
Oh, yes, he could.
He was dead. There was nobody even in the apartment when I kicked the door in. Except for the two of you.
I know what I saw. I know something's out there. And that something was Cloyce. And he's still out there.
I think all of this occult talk has got you bonkers in the head.
Look, I used to wonder if that was the case too. But I think I was onto something. I think all those years that I spent in seminary thinking that, struggling with what might be out there. I mean, I'm not saying Cloyce is it, but it's something. And I'm going to find out more.
We'll see. We'll work this out. I'll tell you
I'm going to find out who his supervisor was.
There's going to be a rational explanation to all this when we figure it out.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'm just going to tell you, watch your balls around this one, though. She'll hit them pretty hard. She laughed.
Yeah. Leah is not. It's not Leah. Mariah chuckles. She chortles. And kind of like balls up her fist, like, yeah. In the van, Leah and Nord. Leah, we start with you.
Okay.
When you left the fancy diner, you took the bus. The rain was coming down in sheets. Last you saw the group and your daughter were them piling into the van and the Buick and driving off, of course. As you stand huddled up underneath this little awning for the bus stop, the buses run fairly regularly. Big massive bus comes in. You know what a bus looks like. You get on. It's one of those things where there's so much water on the street as the bus is going, it's sort of pushing the water out of the way because the storm drains haven't yet caught up to the amount of water coming down.
Probably ruining a few dresses of pedestrians.
Yeah, everyone is soaked. Midday at this point, it was like 11 o'clock in the morning. And, several people are maybe on their lunch break and that kind of stuff. As you get on, find yourself a little bucket seat and start going. You are heading to where? Where was your husband? Do you remember?
Wasn't he
Kinda
at some hotel or some apartment?
Well, that is the question. Where would Leah go? I believe you talked to Mariah a little bit about it, and she noted that she had met her dad at a specific place or near a motel in the Jefferson corridor. And so I think that was your lead, but I don't actually believe you know exactly where he is.
So yeah, I'll just
Go there.
There's probably a city map next to the bus stop, wouldn't there be?
Oh yeah, especially in the 80s.
So
'Cause,
I'll
people
look on the
could
city
carry
map and see if anything makes sense or rings a bell.
Yeah, it's one of those things where the city map is it's old and parts of it are rubbed away where popular parts of the map everyone's touched because everybody's got to touch it, so it's like rubbed away and such. On the corridor, there's one specific area you've heard. It's the equivalent of the red light district, and that has lots and lots of grubby handprints all over it. Specifically, there's a string of hotels, and one of them rings a bell. It's called the Love Inn.
Lord.
Get
So
it?
Sarah, or I almost said Sarah. Leah will see that, roll her eyes, and then turn to face the street again.
Yep. Bus appears. There's a I can describe this, but it's a bus. You get on. You go.
What was did I notice the nearest stop? Like what the nearest stop was on the chart?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll have taken note of all of those things. So do you go directly there, or do you do anything else?
I'll go directly there. I don't want my daughter to be alone any longer than necessary. Or
Sure.
not say alone, but
Because when you take that bus, you get there.
It's a few stops. I need to actually pull up the. It doesn't super matter, but I like to be more exact. We don't actually have this on the map, I don't think. Yeah, of course I don't have the map on here. Whatever. Anyway, it's a few stops to this portion of the corridor. You get out. Everyone's disgruntled. You pop off across the street. Down here, the elevation is such because it's the docks. Oddly enough, it's not as flooded as more towards downtown. Perhaps it's just better suited for it. Who knows what it is? But you see across the way, rain's still coming down. A big heart. Half of it is, some of the bulbs are out and it's flickering, and you see Love Inn Motel. There's a coffee shop across the the street from it, and beyond that, like pretty much as far as you can see either direction. Think of like a massive boardwalk. It's these abandoned docks where there's just no business going on, or very, very little business. You see some homeless shantytown and tents. Some of them have just been crumpled by all the rain and such.
Is it safe to assume my husband has a car?
Time to high or low?
We'll go with high.
We'll have Simon roll this.
What'd you say, high?
Yeah.
Yep, it's high.
Yep. We'll say he's got a beat up. When did the Corolla come out? Someone internet foo me.
$1966.
Oh goddamn! I had no idea it was that old. Yep. So you see this beat up 70s, kind of rusted out Corolla, and that is his car. It'll be sky blue. Someone write that down. Especially if you're going to take it. You should definitely put that in your ninja gear. Yeah, you see that out front of this motel. Several cars here and there. You'll see this coffee shop next to it, across the little alleyway called the Coffee Stain. And there's various businesses here and there on the corners. Most of them are condemned or shut down. But there'll be some corner stores that look very seedy. You know, the kind of corner stores where, like, there's bars over everything. Like, you walk in and it's like this little island, claustrophobic island that you can move through, and everything is barred. Yeah.
Let's see. At this point, I will. I will. Probably can't. Like, is the coffee shop in view of?
Yeah.
Okay, the car. Okay, so I will go ahead and go to the coffee shop then.
As you go into the coffee shop, there's several people in here, probably hiding from the rain. Most everyone has just like a simple, shitty cup of coffee. Think like Waffle House or Norm's, as it were. And boom, you know, it's just like a Waffle House diner kind of thing. You know, seats that face each other, little booths, and it's packed. There's also a little bar.
Okay.
As in a counter.
Are there any? Do I notice that there are any seats near the window?
What do you bid?
I will bid. I will bid adaptable.
Yeah, you notice two people are getting up and leaving as you can get that booth.
Okay. So I will go as they get up. I will go sit down where they were sitting.
You do. You sit down. Waitress comes over, asks you what you're gonna get. I'm assuming you're getting something. What do you want, hon?
Yeah. May I please get a cup of coffee? Do you guys have anything like you just have straight black coffee for the most part?
What other kind of coffee you want? Cream and sugar?
Yeah, if you could. And also, and I'll just look at the menu. I was assuming there's probably some kind of like waffles or sausage or something like that. I will get a couple waffles and a couple pieces of sausage.
No problem. And you kind of hang out. We're going to pop back to everyone else. As you all are driving, Nord, you're up in front. You pull around, actually passing the motel that we're talking about, the motel in question and the coffee shop in question. waters are seeded much more now that the rain has let up. And you know it's only a few miles to your little spot and where you crossed the bridge, the Belle Island Bridge. As Leah is telling you bits and pieces of this story, maybe she lulls in the conversation a little bit. What are you all doing? Anything else?
Nord is probably just asking Leah. You know, he might be fiddling. He's got some ideas of some tweaks to his camera that he could be, you know, sort of driving, but maybe writing some stuff down while, you know, sort of driving. I think it is you know, just a little post-it note. I'm sure they exist. If not, you know,
Yeah.
in his journal.
Leah, you notice that Nord is multitasking while driving. Following behind him, Simon, you see Nord's van kind of swerve a little bit.
Is this how he always drives that, Tony?
That's what you get.
Well, guess so. I could never tell because he was always behind me. So
you look over at Tony, he's just in space. He's not paying any attention. he,
Hulker, did you hear the question?
you note, like, it looks like, you're like, if there were subtitles in real life, you'd be like, it's almost like his mic's off.
I don't think Hulker, can you hear us?
Yeah.
You know, he can hear us. He's just trolling the shit out of us.
Good job. Just making sure.
Oh, perfect. As you pass this place, it zooms in. Back in Leah. You've been here for like 45 minutes watching Leah across the way. You've gotten your waffles and everything eaten. The waitress has come back a couple times to fill up your coffee, and you're basically done as she follows your gaze. You might happen to notice her kind of cock her head and sit down. What does this woman look like? We'll start with Tony. What does she look like? This waitress.
She has hair.
Oh.
Mhm.
She has hair. Okay.
And she has hair and kind of overall aprons. It's kind of like a work uniform, but it's clearly old. She might be wearing a little makeup, but not much. Old glasses.
How old is she?
I'd say 25.
What's her name, Nord?
Emma Jorgenson.
Jorgenson.
Yeah, she's Swedish. And tell me about her personality, Simon.
he's well, since she's Swedish, she hasn't been here very long. So she's having trouble picking up on colloquialisms and stuff. She's got the grasp of the language pretty well, but like some of the slang and stuff she doesn't get.
As she kind of
That's
sits
not really
down.
personality, but that's
As she sits down. Is your man running around on you?
Oh no! Oh no!
As she puts her hand out, you see that she has a wedding band on, but there's another band that's black next to it. She puts her hand out and on yours. I know what it is like. Oh dear.
Yeah, you could say that. Shit, I don't even know. I don't even remember what accent I was doing. Fuck. Hold on.
Welcome to hell. So what's his name?
That's such a good question.
Oh, you don't
Can you
remember?
decide his name? I forget.
Isn't it?
Marcus.
Yeah, that name. I'm gonna write that down now.
This is my third husband. Oh, God rest his soul. The first two ran around on me as well.
Well,
This would get you nowhere. He's going to do his thing, that's it.
oh, he's going to do his thing, but he won't turn around so much if I bust his kneecaps.
She smiles, pours you some more coffee. Yeah. If you need anything, just let me know. And she stands up and goes about her business. At this point, you've been here for about an hour and a half. And he hasn't left. You get the idea that, if he's there, then he's not coming out, or maybe he's not there. It's hard to tell. This waitress, Emma, she comes back, and you notice this place is rather busy. She doesn't say anything, but you get the feeling that you're taking up a booth.
Yeah. So at this point, Leah will just sort of get up and put down the money for the she'll leave an extra $4 and say just keep the change.
It's okay, it's okay. My name is Emma. You see, it says Emma on her name tag. She says, don't worry about it. They always eventually come home.
Oh, he will come home. He might have to walk a bit though.
She smiles again. Yeah. So what do you do?
So I'm gonna go straight to the car.
Mm-hmm.
And first I'll check the door to see if it's open.
To my high or low?
Low.
Nord, would you like to roll that?
It's a 5.
And what is the die you rolled?
D10.
So that is low. It is unlocked.
Do I notice that the keys are anywhere in sight?
We'll say that he took the keys.
Can I use a pip to say I know that he keeps them in the visor?
Yeah,
When he
absolutely.
doesn't. Okay.
He's seen a few detective movies. As you get in, you flip the visor, and the spare key pops out.
Well, I guess if he wants to run around, he can run some more, and I'll close the door and basically drive off with the car.
As you drive off with the car, yeah, we'll say that you parked the car, in the alleyway, of Toni and Simon's building, but you did not take it because you guys were in a rush.
Yeah.
That way you guys can literally be having this conversation. Okay?
Yep.
So, still montage, you guys are nearing the place where Bell Bridge is, the walkway. But the action is on you two, Leah and Nord. What are you telling him? What are you not telling him? Yep. Go either forth.
I don't know how much you know about this stuff, but I wonder if maybe Cloyce was turned into a golem of sorts. Have you heard of this?
Well, I wouldn't call him a golem. I would just call him a man. I feel like that's what men do. I mean, he might be a sick man,
Oh
or
no, sorry,
disturbing
Cloyce. Cloyce, the one
Oh, the Cloyce.
who's dead. Yeah.
Oh, well, he's a sick man too. I wouldn't call him a man, but he's a very sick man. I don't know how he keeps coming back from.
No. A golem is a form of a
Yeah, I know what a golem is.
how do you put-
It's like an artificial robotaton or something
it's
like
an
that. That is,
automaton. Yes.
yeah, magically, it's got runes on it, and it. I didn't see any runes on this guy. He just looks like a zombie or a PCP addict. I don't see. I mean, I've done a lot in my life. I've never, seen or anybody take as much damage as he has and just pop out of the shadows like that's madness.
But think about this. We've all seen some of these movies that are out now. They say that if a zombie, you kill it, you crush its head or whatever, it dies. But he fell right on his head and he is still moving. So I don't know if he.
They didn't have any blood. I mean, when he fell out of your apartment, he was emptied at that point. I think he bled around your apartment. Like, it's not it's not a zombie that I've ever heard of. This guy manifested from.
But that's my point. I'm wondering if he is not an automaton or some kind of puppet or something.
He's not corporeal. He's like in the ether. He is of the shadow. This is not a being that is to me, I mean, he's a color. I smell, I taste him, He's like a force of will from beyond. I wouldn't call him anything that I've ever heard or seen. It's disturbing and smells bad. Tastes bad too. But I'm definitely.
Unfortunately, that's not terribly helpful in knowing how to stop him.
Yeah. What happened with your husband again? Did you? I guess you didn't see him.
I didn't. Yeah, nothing happened yet. So I'll be interested to see how he gets home tonight.
So
if he does.
So I mean, you don't know. Maybe he's secretly a bail bondsman or something. In his spare time. I mean,
why
you
would
gotta
he
give the guy. I mean, I'm just saying. For instance, he probably isn't. He's definitely cheating. Everybody cheats. You're right. So to be suspicious, I'm sorry, but yeah,
everybody cheats. That's pretty nihilistic.
It's the '80s. Everybody cheats. I mean, we're not. This is Detroit. It's not.
We clearly come from very different backgrounds.
Well, yeah, no, in northern, the Northwest, marriage is, sort of not really a thing. Marriage is more to like a general, like you're married to your career, or you're married to, maybe a high or something. But yeah, and free love. It's like we're post 60s. It's the time of. I mean, I heard of this thing called AIDS, which I'd be a little careful about, but it's not affecting
AIDS,
everyone.
I've had a few of those in my time as working in the military.
Yeah, I don't think it's that kind of AIDS. Anyway, I'm sure it'll be fine. They'll figure a cure for that, just like anything. It's free love, man.
No, I'm just not. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that.
But I definitely. It doesn't make any sense why your husband would cheat on you. I mean, you're a beautiful woman, and you're very smart. And honestly, I would be afraid to cheat on you because I feel like you're very capable of. Revenge.
I appreciate that. You're a smart man. I don't know. Maybe he, came to a new country and decided he wanted a taste of the local cuisine, so to speak.
Maybe. But your friend Cloyce, I don't know where he's coming from. But he's not of this earth.
Popping back
Maybe we
over
need to
to
get like a I don't know, some kind of holy man involved in this.
Well, Tony would know better than that. Than myself. I studied like ancient culture, and the New Testament is what, the last 6,000 years or less. So it's not really my bag.
popping back over to the Buick. You see that Nord's driving has gotten a little bit better as he's paying more attention to whatever's going on. Are you guys saying anything or doing anything? You pass by the Love Inn motel.
So I told them that you to tell the cops you accidentally discharged your weapon in your room and that I took you to the hospital. Okay? So we're getting our story straight. That's why we left the scene.
I accidentally discharged my... Wait. Oh, yeah. I'm not too terribly worried about it. I mean, it happens more often than you think, especially with us. We really should get more time at the range, but I mean, what would I know? I almost became a priest. Okay, they'll let it go. Again,
I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop at a payphone and give Idaway a call and see if he can help smooth things over from his side. So when we get close to Nord stopping, help me look and see if there's a phone booth nearby.
Listen, I'm not too worried about it. All right, because I mean, just between you and me, I know a couple things about my supervisor and what he does on his off time, right? So he it's a hornet's nest. I think he won't want to kick.
Well, that's only if you were to be fired or something. The police could just arrest you.
Oh, damn. Well, yeah, let's get our story straight.
All right. So when he goes to start looking for a phone booth.
So wait, so I'm going to tell him I accidentally discharged my. There was an accidental discharge, and then you're taking me to the hospital.
Is what we'll say to the cops later. Yes.
I'm not hurt.
Well, I know, but we didn't know that at the time.
Oh yeah. Okay. But we're on. So wait, where are we going?
We're still going to right? Belle Island.
No,
we're good. Yeah. It just gives us a reason that we left the scene instead of sitting around and being interrogated.
That's great. That's great. It's good we have someone here to think up of stuff that didn't happen.
It's always better to ask for forgiveness than permission.
Now, will you start believing the stuff that actually did happen? Which is, I had to shoot Cloyce back in the apartment.
You've got all of this occult talk's got you seeing things that are not there. It could have been someone who just looked like Cloyce.
Look, let's pretend for a second that we're back in the confession booth, right? And you're sitting on the other side. I say, Father, I didn't sin. I had to shoot someone who was about to kill me.
Yeah, so what's wrong with that?
Because that's what actually happened.
Well, I know that's what happened, but you're going to go in there and tell them that it was a dead man attacking you. And then that's not going to sit right, and we'll have to sit in interrogations, and whatever's going to happen to these kids is going to happen to these kids then. And we won't have a chance to stop it.
All right, fine. We'll get our story straight. I trust you. You're the cop. I'm half a cop.
But what's going to happen is we will stop this whatever's going wrong from going wrong, and then all the other stuff will be okay because we will be the heroes. They can't try the heroes.
Wait a minute. Look, they can't try the heroes? I spent 10 years learning about what happened to Jesus Christ, okay? Jesus Christ.
Just saying, a gun going off in an apartment building is not going to compare to saving the lives of some teenage girls.
I couldn't let it go. Sorry. Well, what do you expect?
Don't worry. Hideaway will help us fix this out in the end.
I just hope I don't see any of my coworkers on Belle Island. I mean, some of them go there for lunch, or dinner, or.
Speaking of, as we'll drop back into the Dread, you all round the corner. You go through more and more of these abandoned stockyards and such, and lo and behold, up ahead you see the river, the Detroit River. You see the lake out beyond it, the mouth of the lake and such. Mouth of the lake? Where the lake opens up. Across the way, Belle Island, heavily forested. There's no lights at all on it, although it's still daytime. We'll say it's taken you about 30 minutes to get there, so it's about 1:30 p.m. Rain stopped. You still hear thunder in the distance. The clouds are very low, dark grays and blacks over the water. Over the lake, you can see miles north. There's probably a storm going on, lightning, and it's just incredibly dark. The clouds are flitting about with the wind, sort of a ghostly wind over the canopy, the tree line of Belle Island. And you see this incredibly rickety bridge made of metal, a walking bridge. It's extended from this side all the way to the Belle Island. There's caution signs all around it, signs that say, turn back, there is no hope, don't cross. Nord, as you see this bridge, the last time you saw it and went across it, it was at night and harrowing. It looks even more rickety, and in fact, maybe even lopsided to a degree.
It looks like they've attempted some repair on this thing.
Yep, the action is on you all. What are you all doing?
All right, let's. This is where just be watch your step as we go. If you have any, last words you want to say or letters that you need to send off, this is really a dangerous bridge, so we might want to stick together.
Is there not a rowboat or anything nearby?
I don't know. I never looked. I just kind of walked across the bridge.
Well, maybe we should see if there's a rowboat nearby. Is there...
You want to steal a boat?
Well, if there's just one sitting around, we can row across and row back, and it'll be fine.
Sure.
It's not called stealing, it's called requisitioning.
Ah, okay. I guess we're going to go look for a boat.
Is there a phone booth nearby?
Yes.
Okay.
Where you are, you're in kind of the utterly shit-tastic part of town. That's almost utterly condemned. Yeah, we'll say that there is a. In fact, I'm pretty sure Nord used it. Right.
Oh.
In the first
Who
session,
would I
were you
call?
not? Did you not
I don't
use it?
think
Maybe I'm just making that up.
I think you
Well,
might be
anyway,
making
there
that
will
up.
be an old outdoor, so it doesn't have the booth or anything.
Right, yeah.
And it's all spray painted up and everything. You pick up the handle. It's one of those replacement receivers, so it's blue. It doesn't match anything, and there's like cracks in it where people have just abused the shit out of it. Yeah, you're all there. Are you outside of the cars? Or describe to me and to each other the scene that you guys are in.
I'd imagine. I mean, I would picture us as like being like the two cars are side by side. We're all just sort of sitting, down on the backs of the cars, having a little powwow kind of thing.
Yep.
Yep. Let me give Idaway a call real quick, and then we'll find a boat and see if we can make it across, so we don't have to try to traverse this dangerous bridge.
Yeah, the lake is called Lake St. Clair, by the way. Yep, as Simon, you put a dime in and call up Idaway. As this is happening, what are you all doing?
I am still probably talking to Leah about her husband and Cloyce, trying to get just any amount of more information of how they knew each other out of her.
Leah, so go on.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask her. So Leah, so how did your husband and Cloyce know each other again?
So Leah,
was it through you or did?
Well, let me tell you something before we make it up. So Marcus would have served with Cloyce.
Oh, he did.
As in, yeah, they would have been friends.
Oh, all right. They were friends in the when they were serving together.
And the rest.
Although I always made it clear that that I knew Cloyce first, and that he was really my friend. But maybe they kept in contact better than I did when we moved.
Is Mariah there?
Oh yeah.
Did you see?
Oh no, Mariah. Yeah, she'll have gotten out and walked over to the van.
Yeah. Did you see Cloyce and your father hanging out together?
I mean, I've seen Cloyce before, but I don't know him. That was all a while ago. I mean, that's like ancient history.
How old could it possibly be?
At that, Leah will roll her eyes.
I don't even think I was born. I mean, it's been a long time. When mom was young. Yeah.
Your mom is still young.
Okay, guys. Whatever. As she turns and walks over to the Buick.
So, but yes, I don't. I mean, to my knowledge, neither of us have talked to Cloyce in years.
How did he even know to find you here?
It's rather odd he ended up at my apartment. Yesterday, yeah.
You notice Toni at the window.
Dude, I couldn't help but overhear, but how would he even know to find you at your apartment?
He actually seemed surprised to see me right before he died. So I don't think he did.
Well, if he didn't know, then who let him there?
I don't know. It's a very odd situation.
Did your husband talk to him, or?
I don't think so. I mean, it would make sense that, if he was talking to my husband and he told us, he said to meet us, here at our apartment, you would know that, I was there too. So I don't know. I wonder if maybe it has to do with your other guys you were fighting.
I don't know what other guy. The guy that Simon ran into.
Yeah.
I didn't see him. I don't even know if I know about him. I probably know a little. I mean, he said, "Oh, we were attacked." But, I mean, I don't think he knew the guy. He said the guy was like a detective or something. Like he could have been a cop or PI, maybe.
I do know he
But-
was clearly scared of being chased by someone when I pulled him into my apartment. But beyond that,
So he wasn't always like this. Just attacking people from the darkness.
And from the dead.
no.
Go on, Simon. The phone is ringing. Kind of going. It goes and goes. There are answering machines. Hi, this is... Well, you know who this is if you have this number. Leave a message. Beep!
Either way, it's Simon. I was just calling to let you know we are hot on the trail, but something has happened.
Simon? Is it you?
Yes.
Oh, hold
it's
on.
me.
Let me stop this damn thing. You hear some bustling. What's going on?
Hey, well, we've got a lead on maybe where the DuPont girl is gone to. We may be able to find her before anything happens to her.
You mean
But-
Gabby?
Yes.
That's good. That's good.
There was a skirmish. I was attacked, and the other people
What the
with me
fuck's a
were.
skirmish?
Well, there were some guys who attacked us at our apartment building, and the
shit.
cops were called.
So they found you. Shit.
If you can smooth that over on your end, I said that Toni just discharged his
Smooth it
weapon.
over. As you hear him kind of yell. What are you talking about? Smooth it over. These people don't negotiate.
No, I mean just with the cops, so the cops aren't on our trail.
No,
If
the
you
cops
tell
are
them,
involved. The cops are involved. Some of I don't know who to trust. That's why I came to you.
okay,
Did
Well,
they
just-
finger you? Did they see your face?
the cops, the guys who attacked us, yes.
Okay. We still have some time.
But just try not to keep my vehicle out of descriptions and stuff. I said I took Toni to the hospital because he discharged his firearm. That was the commotion in the
Or did he shoot
apartment
someone?
building. Nope, not that I know of. There's no bodies or
Okay.
anything.
Well, that's good. Yeah. There usually aren't any bodies. That's a weird thing. There are never any bodies. Anyway, I haven't been working a long time. I'll do what I can.
Yeah, we're going to follow a couple of leads. Hopefully, we'll be able to find Gabby soon.
Okay. You can't reach me at the police department anymore. They're watching it. I don't know who to trust. We'll have to meet up somewhere.
Yeah, we're gonna try to go to the Hideaway Jazz Club this evening.
The hideaway.
Yes.
Dangerous. It's dangerous. There's always eyes watching that place. It's connected somehow. I know it's connected somehow.
Well,
You careful. You be careful.
That's our next lead.
Okay. Where are we gonna meet up? It needs to be safe. It needs a place that wouldn't go.
We can always meet up at the Fancy.
No. I don't trust anyone there. No.
Eunice has got our back. She's given us some good leads.
You hear him kind of like groan a little bit, like he's just thinking, brooding. Do you bid anything to convince him of that?
I'll bid calm because this is a situation where he's not, and I'm trying to calm him down.
Yeah. As you bid calm, and what do you actually say to calm him down?
I've known Eunice for years. She's always there to help us. She keeps things mum that I need her to keep mum, and she'll also tell me when other people say stuff that I need to know.
You hear him go, okay, and you kind of hear him like move away from the phone, and you hear this. Okay. We can trust Eunice then, okay? I'm worried that she's one of them. She's a sleeper. They're all, they watch you at night, when the storm's coming, there shouldn't be this much water. It never storms like this. Not now. Haven't you noticed it? The TV. I busted that thing up, threw it away. It's talking to me again.
Well, maybe if you lay off on that nose candy a little, that'll help.
You can't go to sleep. Don't go to sleep. They'll find you if you do. Don't do it.
Okay.
Listen, we'll meet up at the fancy. We only have a couple days before it's gonna happen. Before the reckoning. It's gonna happen then. We'll meet up at the fancy. If I'm not there, meet me at Mount Elliott Cemetery. I don't think they'll go there. I don't know why. There's something about the place. I don't think they'll go there. That's where I've been sleeping. But don't tell anybody.
Okay. We'll try to do it tonight after, say, midnight, 1 o'clock, through that area. If you're not there, I'll head to the cemetery.
Yeah, if I can't make it there, maybe I'll leave a note with Eunice. But if they're on my trail, then yeah, just meet me at the cemetery if everything goes tits up.
Okay, sounds like a plan. Try and get some rest.
Yeah. You too. Hey, be careful on Belle Island. There's things out there.
Okay. And I'll hang up.
You do.
And I'm going to come back and I'll be like, yeah, Idaway's going to try and do what he can to keep people off our tail for now. But he's not doing the best right now. We need to try to figure this thing out quick. From the sounds of it, for his sake and for some of your sakes as well.
Gee,
and I look at Toni when I say that.
I mean, I just don't know how you've seen all this weird crap and yet you're still so skeptical.
It's just panic. When people start to panic, everybody panics and people see things that they don't mean to see. Did you see that red writing before you picked up the piece of paper?
No.
No, so you found a weird piece of paper and then all of a sudden you're seeing that writing everywhere.
Wait, hold on. Did I look at that before I...
And then everything starts talking about the occult, and now it's occult stuff everywhere.
That's not true. I didn't see.
Well,
I think I saw it before I saw that piece of paper.
But you
Or I saw
live in
something.
But you constantly research the occult, right?
Yeah, I mean, I've read this stuff before, probably. I mean,
you're constantly chasing stuff and taking photos of strange things.
What?
Like that.
Oh yeah, no, I'm good. Nord swats.
I saw a bunch of red writing just appear in Rebecca's apartment, just out of nowhere.
And did you see anything like that before?
Not like that, no. Not outside of a book.
Yeah.
Not
I mean, it's
outside
these
of a book.
These hieroglyphics have been around for maybe, you know, a lot longer, 10,000 years, 8,000 years.
I just think you're being a tiny bit unfair, personally.
Everyone's just all this rain, all these storms have got people up at arms. It'll be fine. We'll figure everything out.
I hope so.
I mean, we've already the girl who has been abducted, we've kind of sort of learned actually just ran away. So now we've just got to find her and find out what her kinky parents are into.
Well,
We still don't know the why, though. And it sounds to me like the why has a lot to do with this occult stuff.
Yes, everybody's into this satanic panic these days.
I don't know. I think the reason. Oh, go ahead.
People are just. It's the new craze. It's probably going to be some sort of abduction ring or something like that, and they use this to scare people away.
Yeah, I mean, rich people clearly get bored, so you know.
Not heard of any of them.
They're greedy. They make money off of this stuff. It's a real thing.
$5 to donuts. That when we find this masquerade, it's going to be a bunch of people in masks with their dicks out.
Well, yeah, that's what they are. I think we run into the cultists, or these rich guys at this party. They're all going to be naked and just splayed out, seeing what kind of fluids they can put where, and just painting the walls with this stuff.
What kind of fluids?
Yeah,
they
I'm listening to disco.
No.
The occult was here long before disco and will be around long after. All right? I think there's something to it. I think there's something to this. Now, maybe we don't exactly know what, Simon, but bear with us. Please.
No, we need to save these children. I'm in here to figure this out. I'm just telling you that it's probably not as crazy as you think it is.
Definitely. I mean, I'm on the side of saving kids. I mean, I'm here anyway. You
hear Mariah go. Mariah goes, "Yeah, saving kids." What are you talking about? A dick party?
You'll learn that later.
Mariah, go wait in the car.
Oh, she goes to the Buick in a huff and sits in the car. She rolls down the window.
Should we find a boat? I mean, you don't want to take this bridge, but I don't think we just should stand here all day. It doesn't look. It looks like the weather's not getting any better.
As you guys are in, go on.
I'm not. I mean, I crossed this bridge without too much issue, but does anybody even know how to sail? Is that a thing?
Well, I mean, I'd assume it'd be a rowboat or something, but if there is a boat.
There's probably a little dinghy around here somewhere.
Okay, well, I'm cool with taking the hop, skip, and the jump across the bridge. So
I'm gonna.
You just gotta be nimble. I mean, somebody might want to help Mariah, unless she's staying. I don't know. That's up to you guys.
I'm gonna take a quick cursory look around and see if I can see a dinghy, like a little 3 or 4 person dinghy somewhere.
I don't really like either option, but but she can go with us, I guess.
You hear her, from behind the glass. It's just rolled down a little bit. Cheer, like, yeah.
Yes,
So
yes.
Can she
let
swim?
me-
Can everybody here swim?
That's a good question. Can my daughter swim?
So, yeah. What do you? Well, yeah. Let's find out. Sorry, I'm trying to do several things. Can she swim? Tell me high or low. Or you can bid her, and then she can swim.
Screw it. I'll bid her. Yeah.
Are you all cool
You can
with
learn
bidding?
right now.
Are you all cool with bidding Mariah?
How many bids do we get?
So that is actually a good question.
2.
So right now, Mariah is a notable NPC, which means that she's got a name and, a purpose. Narrative means that she affects the story and, in a larger way, she's more of her own character. So if she's notable, she has 1 bid per game. If she's narrative, she has 3, and she matters a lot more to the story. She can do more, is the idea, but you don't have direct control over her. I would wager that Mariah is more of a narrative NPC at this point. That said,
Yeah.
it is your all's decision.
I'm inclined to agree.
I bid several traits to keep her alive. You're welcome, Lee.
All right, so we'll make her narrative. A light kind of goes on in her head. So she has 3 bits.
Okay.
Do you want to bid her so that she can swim?
Yes. Is that good with you guys?
Yeah,
All right.
because then
Yeah.
she's still got 2 more. So yeah.
You hear her say, "Of course I can swim. I took lessons and everything." And you find out that, or Leah, you know for a fact that she's actually a rather strong swimmer, despite her being, 10, 11 years old. Right. So, who's going out to check for a boat and all that stuff? Yep. Only you. The rest of you are hanging out.
I can help you search, I guess.
So Nord and Simon. Oh my God. Nord and Simon are going to the pier essentially, and to walk along the bank to see if you can find a boat. This bridge, it would behoove you guys to actually look at the map at this point, to kind of know what's going on. If you don't have the map, I can actually post it. It is actually posted in the group.
I've been kind of showing it as we've been going.
I'll post it in.
But it looks like it's a really long bridge.
It's in the private chat. If you guys want to check it out. So let me see. Drizzle, could you post that in the Twitch chat? That link that I just posted.
Oh.
That way people can check it out if they want. Anyway, so if you check out that map and zoom in on Belle Island, you'll note that there's a bridge to the left and a bridge to the right. You guys are at the bridge to the right, which is the rickety, condemned walkway. There's another one off to the left. That's the main one that you can actually drive across. But that one is actually closed off as well. Nord, you would have found out. It's not that it's condemned, it's that it's got a gate that says no trespassing on it. That said, pop over to this guy really quick. So, I'm on the wrong fucking mouse. So, where you all are...
You're telling me.
Where you all are, there is an abandoned... next to you, an abandoned marina. It's called Riverside Marina. Think of, well, an abandoned marina. So an abandoned, like, theme park almost. It's creepy as hell just looking in the gates. They're chained up with a big padlock. That said, it looks like potentially there might be something in there if you want to go investigate. Beyond that, there's an abandoned restaurant called the Rooster Tail, and it has a little lighthouse that is not on right now because, you know, whatever. If you guys want, you can bid to know more about the geography, or you can literally go find something or whatever.
I'll bid snooping to kind of, you know, and I'm. This is not the first time I've been to the area, so if I kind of probably would think, oh, maybe there's like a little skiff or something down this way. You know, maybe.
I want to bid. I want to bid priest.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Someone told me something in that confessional booth.
That's what it always comes back to.
Hey, it's a
That's
heavily
confusing.
forested island. Late at night, people show up. Then a week later, they tell me half of it and ask for forgiveness.
All right, so we'll deal with both of these bits first. We'll go with Nord's first, I should say. Nord, you've been up and down the banks a little bit. You know that, or these docks. You know that there's one that's still operational. It's a couple miles away to the west. It's the River House Co-op, which is on the Google map if you want to see that. They will definitely have some kind of motorboat type thing, but you also know you're not supposed to go to Belle Island, so they're probably not going to take you there. They'll take people on tours around it, and there's a couple places that you can technically land, but it's all supervised. This is a relatively new thing also, you know. You don't know who owns the island, but you know that it's not actually the city. Maybe we'll say that's what your bid gets you. It's something that you maybe at one point you investigated a little bit, because the popular belief is that it is owned by the city, but it's not. So you know that. You know, further down to the west, where Gabriel Richard Park is, the actual bridge, there are also boats, but again, they're not really open to the public. Your best bet is the marina. You know for a fact that there were boats there before it closed down a couple years ago. And there's an old Belle Island boathouse, but it's on Belle Island, further down to the west. So just your cursory knowledge, every so often, a fisherman or whatever will leave their boat, their fishing boat, or perhaps even a John boat, to go just a little bit out into the water and do that. Sometimes that's going on. So Simon's right, you might find something. It is about 1.5 miles across the water to Belle Island. A John boat can make it, but you know, going 1 mile into the water in a John boat has some issue. It could happen, it could work, but it is dangerous.
Yeah,
Tony.
Paddling flat water is not fun either. In a breeze like this, we'll just go with the wind.
Tony, you bid priest, and in fact, what you said is true. You've heard stories. Sometimes they're a little bit embellished, and maybe you've wondered if they're true or not. That there are that people go out to Belle Island and have kind of lost themselves in the fervor of fucking. And sometimes, you know, not even that. People go there because it's so remote. Supposedly they're punk rock parties out there, and people do drugs and sex and rock and roll and a whole lot of different things. That said, now as you bid this, it might cross your mind a number of socialites, people that tithe really well and such, have confessed that they have gone to Belle Island, as well as other places, for soirees, they call it. And it's always accompanied with this idea of just wanting to live and give in to, desires and being cramped up and all the time. And there's something about the island that makes their lovers savage.
That I can deal with. But what I couldn't deal with was someone walking into that confessional booth and confessing that they hadn't tithed at all. At all. Or barely anything, right? That they were holding back. They say, well, what can I do to make this right? And I tell them, well, it's pretty straightforward what you can do to make this right. And then they don't do it.
All right, what do you all do?
How easy is it to fix this? You don't tithe. You tithe. You pay
As
it back.
Toni goes on a rant about tithing, Simon and Nord, you guys start moving off down the docks. What are you doing?
I mean, I've kind of know the area. It seems like it'll be a much faster, a dangerous but faster trek. Just to cross the bridge. I mean, I did it. I'm not the most spry. I mean, I'm kind of fit. I'm not the strongest guy in the world. I could guide you. Would that help? I mean, I kind of worry about if we get in a small boat and a storm comes, we're just out to lunch, I mean,
if we're on a bridge and a storm comes, isn't that the same situation?
Yeah, well,
Simon, you also noticed that Nord is still bleeding.
Yeah.
I mean, just a little bit of blood.
It's probably dried up by this point, but you do have this big rip in your clothes. It's like a gnarly gash.
Sure. I definitely have 3 hit points just kind of there. I mean, maybe I have something in my van to clean this up.
You see Nord still talking in like midstream. He's like, hold on a second, turns around back to his van. All right, the action is on you all.
Do you have any antiseptic for that?
I mean,
I got
I got some caustic materials. Does that?
That's not the same. That's not no.
I got a couple of poisons. I could just.
Excuse me, what now? You want to put poison in your wound? That makes sense.
Maybe not poison. Poison is probably not a great idea. What about I've got a couple of vials of this liquid that I found.
Do you know what it is?
I mean, no, but I'm sure it's. I mean, I found it in the van, so it's.
That's probably not a good idea to put on your wounds. No.
And this is the
it
one
might
who
help
wants
me
to
though a
cross the
little
bridge.
bit. It might help you maybe a little bit, or it might kill you. Oh, we're gonna toss that coin. That's a good idea.
I mean, they were hippies. They're pretty holistic. Those guys.
What's up, Ember?
They're all about some, alternative medicine and, getting through the, fighting the patriarchy and all that stuff.
Oh no.
Simon, what are you doing?
Well, we can try and make it across this bridge if you believe in it, but if we get over there and it's hard going, We'll have to find a different way back.
Do any of you guys know how to sew up a wound?
Yes.
Oh, well, maybe you could lead with that. Do you mind taking a look at this?
Well, first we need some kind of freaking antiseptic or something.
I got some antiseptic, I think, and I'll dig through and is this it?
When you get when you pull it out, Leah will pop the lid or whatever and smell it.
It's like alcohol kind of thing.
Does
Is
it
that what
smell
it is?
like alcohol?
Did I tell you what it was?
No.
You just found it, right?
I just found it. It definitely smells flammable.
Yeah, it's definitely flammable. Yeah, it'll be pure grain alcohol. Like 2 little.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, this'll work, I guess. And
As
you
in
got
could
a
drink it if
needle
you
and
wanted.
or do you have a needle or a thread?
Maybe. I got a van full
See
of
if you can
stuff.
find some. See if you can find some real quick.
Okay, so what do you guys?
Can
What is one of you bidding to do this? And
I use
Oh, to do it.
yeah, and Nord, do you have a first aid kit or something along those lines?
I don't have a first aid kit, but can I use my ability quick and dirty to fashion some, needles?
Yes, yes, you can.
And I'll bid soldier to be able to do this.
All right.
And
So Nord, you see he grabs this tattered up shirt, maybe like a button down, and he's like pulling thread out of it. And Leah, you see he produces an array of needles. One of them's like a basketball needle, to like blow one up. One's like curved one.
I'm sure he has a heroin needle too.
Yeah, you got some heroin needles and all kinds of stuff. He's got a bunch of just different needles, and just quick and dirty, he creates this kind of like pseudo first aid kit. Yeah, that definitely
This
needs
is
to
hurting
be
me so much right now, guys. Like this hurts a lot.
definitely needs to be
Sterilized.
sterilized. Meanwhile, Simon and Toni, what are you guys doing as you're watching them prepare?
I'm gonna go over to the bridge and start looking at it and try to figure the safest way for me to cross it, at least.
All right, you go over there. Toni, you staying? You going? You running away? What are you doing?
I tell Nord, if we have to get
Yes.
you to the hospital, give them my name.
Oh, well, thanks. If you guys wait for me, I know the way. I've done this before.
Just tell them my name. Don't go into any details, and that way when someone calls and asks, don't worry about it.
Simon, you get
I have
to.
papers.
I'm gonna say to Nord real quick. I'm just looking, Nord. I'm not gonna cross yet. I'm just looking.
Okay,
Okay,
good.
go ahead.
Mariah is over there. She's looking at the wound. And she's like, "Oh, look at all the blood." As you see like it's this laceration that is still weeping a little bit, and it does need to be sewn up. Can't you just use like glue? Mariah says, or like duct tape.
I mean,
You see her kind of like just
technically-
geeking out to it.
technically you could use glue, super glue, but we're not going to do that.
Yeah, we could use paperclip and duct tape.
She looks up. At him.
No,
Really?
no, we couldn't. Don't listen to him, Mariah. He's an idiot.
As Simon, you go down to check out this bridge. As you go down there, do you bid anything to do what you're doing,
No,
or to find something, or to change the narrative to your favor, for example?
no. I'm just kind of going. I'll bend my nature calculating because
Indeed.
I'm trying to figure out and calculate the best way to safely
I didn't
cross.
do
And
it.
that sort of stuff.
Don't look at me.
As you get down to the bridge, a couple of things you see just with calculation. And you know what? I'll have you throw down on this. That way you have a degree of success. Because you're going to get some sort of success. It's just how much do you get? We'll say, we'll give it a threshold 1.
Okay, so wits, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Or mind. Up to you. Do brawn and fix the bridge with your arms.
Yeah. I only got 1 success.
Yeah, so there's limbo. So you're gonna you're gonna get this anyway. And then with limbo, it'll be this bit of a yes, bud. The first thing you see is this bridge looks like it's about to fall into the water, and you might wonder why hasn't it yet? It's parts of it have fallen out. The slats, it's all wooden, save for like the frame is all metal, but the slats are wooden. They're rotted out. Most of them, many of them are gone. The bridge itself is leaning to the side, and you see one of the supports, the bolts are pulled out. It looks like it's actually been recently damaged, as the whole thing's rusty. This side of it, though, looks like there's fresh metal that's been scuffed off, and it's been messed with. You might wonder, how did Nord cross this? It's 1.5 miles or 1.2 miles across. You know, the wind is going. It would have been fairly harrowing in the day. It's doable. It's definitely doable. You just don't want to mess up. But at night, in the darkness, like you might even like turn back and look at Nord as he's about to get sewn up and realize, you know, it was a bit of a reckless move. So that's the first thing you see. The second thing is, since you got limbo, you look down, steep embankment to the river where, you know, the water's just sort of gently lapping. It looks relatively calm. The wind is not too high. The storm is out at on the lake a few miles away, and you see a John boat. There's no one around it. It has a string with a tied to a rock, and it's kind of like as a makeshift anchor, and it's moored up there on the beach. There are a couple paddles that are stuck in it, and you see that there's a bag in there as well. This is down the steep embankment a little bit ways from you, but in the daytime you can see this, despite it being dark. With Limbo, you'll also note, since you're out on this sort of promenade, you look over and see the abandoned marina, and do in fact see a couple larger boats. They're motorboats, and they look like maybe they could be adapted for fishing. They're all behind, you know, a locked fence and those sorts of things, so that would be an issue. But if they have gas, perhaps that would work too.
Okay. So I will come back as they're doing this and be like, how did you get across that bridge in the middle of the night?
I felt it. I felt it, man. You just gotta be nimble on your feet. Just nimble little feet. And
Mariah says, I think we can
helps.
do it. I could do that.
Well, you could do it because you're small. I'm a very large man.
Speaking of,
You just gotta,
not
you
any of
gotta
that.
will it.
What do you bid, Leah, to do this operation?
I bid soldier.
Oh, soldier. All right, I'm gonna have you throw down. Yeah, it's a pretty simple maneuver, but you can absolutely fuck it up. So we'll say the threshold is 1.
Okay, so this would be probably mind, I guess.
I'm gonna give it grace.
Either way, they're all the same. Okay.
Ember says, "How do you do it? Drugs."
So I'm gonna bid fabrication. Or
Okay,
no, like
so
I'm
to
gonna,
do a
yeah, for
reroll?
my proficiency. Yeah, because that was bad. That was not good.
Indeed.
That might have been
Yep.
2 1s, actually.
Oh, that is an utter failure. So go ahead and do a proficiency. You can re-roll one of those dice.
Yeah. Oh, I can reroll 1? Okay.
If you do 2 uses, then you can do.
reroll the,
Yeah, I would definitely do the 10.
yeah, I'll just reroll the 10. That's 4. So that's a
So
1 success.
yeah, so that's a limbo. You gonna do any ninja gear or anything like that to get an extra die?
I would actually, could I use violence for proficiency for this one?
Yeah. How would it work?
Like, because I've seen a lot of,
Yep. Makes
because
sense.
I've been in a lot of combat situations, I've had to, sew people up.
Yep. I dig it.
So I'll use that to reroll the second one, so I don't have a no success, because that would not be good.
don't
Oh,
think
that's
you're
good. So
supposed
that's
to
2
put it in
successes.
that
So that's
deep.
3 successes.
Yep. All right.
Ooh.
So you have a narrative point. Describe how this goes down with your soldier tactics. You've seen all kinds of shit. Describe it to them, and you have that narrative point, so you can use it if you wish.
I won't use it. I'll bank it. But so you'll see Leah, sort of curse when she sees your assortment of needles, and she'll choose the one that's curved, that that as long as it actually has a hole on it, and she'll take your your thread, and she will douse both her hands and the needle with the pure grain alcohol. And then she'll sort of look at you and grab a stick off the ground or something, and hand it to you and say, "Here, put this in your mouth. I don't want you biting your tongue. This is going to hurt a lot."
Okay.
Uh,
Can I just chew on my belt instead? I mean,
Maria's like,
Go ahead.
"Oh my god, are you gonna stick him?"
And it's like, and Leah will basically give you a very firm look. "If you hit me, I will hit back." So at this point, she'll fully expose where the wound is, and she will pour basically pour the pure grain alcohol on it, which, just so you know, will suck a lot.
I'm sure it'll sting.
And at that point,
Let's add a little weep.
Go ahead. So at that point, Leah will basically start, doing her thing. You'll see her start making circular stitches on the wound, trying being careful, but trying to go as quickly as possible to make it to make it as least painful as reasonable.
Nord, she is very adept at it. Very firm, as it definitely tingles, definitely hurts. But the way she's doing it, it's just the edge of the skin, and she's done within like 20-30 seconds. Like actually goes over it, and yeah, the wound is closed. Yeah, it actually hurts more now that it's actually tied shut, because you can actually feel it, but it's more just sore and such. But the wound is closed as Mariah lets out a heavy and looks up at you. Maybe you're sweating a little bit. She goes, "You're really tough."
I'm not that tough. And this hurts.
Ember says, "Whip stitches it." Truth. All right.
Leo will actually look up and say, "Actually, she's got a point. I've seen I've seen grown men, need to be restrained because they were thrashing around so much. So you did a good job, actually."
Well, maybe it's maybe I have some leftover. I don't want to talk in front of the kid, but no, it's just I'm good. I mean, it hurts. It really hurts.
At this
I look
point,
at Leah and I say, it's gonna hurt, but I'm sure he's got something for it.
you hear a distant thunder of that storm rolling away. It's still dark and all these things, and we're going to take a 10-minute break at this point.
Nice. Do we?
So we'll be...
Do I get any hit points back from that, or is it just those are?
Nope.
I'm no longer bleeding profusely.
Yeah, you are no longer bleeding. We'll say that you get 1 plot armor back. So yeah, we'll take a 10-minute. So that means...
Leah will end off by basically saying that, okay, so you will get, don't make any sudden movements, because with this very lackluster string you gave me, I can't promise it won't pop back open.
I'll do my best.